want you to learn from the inside. I want you to gain their trust.
You should not be here.
Go back. All this is your fault.
I need your help.
Welcome back to the Sci-Fi Mind. Today we are diving into one of the most visually stunning, emotional, and immersive sci-fi films ever created, Avatar. This is not just a movie about aliens or war. It is a story about identity, nature, survival, and the deep connection between all living things. So let's explore it step by step in a cinematic way. Chapter 1: Earth's Collapse and Pandora's Discovery. The story begins in a future where Earth is slowly collapsing. Natural resources are nearly gone, pollution has taken over, and humanity is struggling to survive. In this desperate situation, humans look beyond their planet and discover a distant moon called Pandora. Pandora is not just another world. It is something completely different, a place filled with glowing forests, floating mountains, strange creatures, and a living ecosystem that feels almost spiritual in nature. But Pandora is not empty. It is already home to a species called the Nausicaa, tall, blue-skinned beings who live in perfect harmony with their environment. They do not destroy nature. Instead, they live as part of it. However, humans do not arrive with respect. They arrive with greed. Beneath Nausicaa's land lies a rare and extremely valuable mineral called unobtainium, which can solve Earth's energy crisis. This instantly creates a conflict between two worlds, one that takes and one that protects. Chapter 2: Jake Sully and the Avatar Program. We are introduced to Jake Sully, a former Marine who has lost the use of his legs. Even though his body is broken, his mind still carries the discipline of a soldier. Jake is selected to take part in the Avatar Program, a scientific experiment where human consciousness is transferred into genetically engineered Nausicaa bodies called avatars. This allows humans to walk freely on Pandora while controlling their avatar body remotely. At first, Jake sees this as just another mission. His job is simple: infiltrate the Nausicaa, gain their trust, and convince them to leave their land peacefully. In return, he is promised medical treatment that could restore his ability to walk again. But everything changes the moment he steps into his avatar body. For the first time in years, he can walk, run, and feel complete again. The world around him is not just new. It is alive in a way he has never experienced before. Slowly, his mission starts to feel less like duty and more like a question about who he really is. Chapter 3: Life Among the Nausicaa. Jake is brought into the Nausicaa tribe, where he meets Neytiri, a skilled warrior and daughter clan leader. At first, she does not trust him at all. To her, he is just another outsider who does not understand their world, but she is ordered to teach him their ways. Neytiri trains Jake to survive in Pandora. He learns how to move through the forest, how to connect with creatures, how to listen instead of control, and how to respect every form of life. Over time, Jake begins to change. What was once a mission becomes an experience of learning and understanding. Pandora is not just a planet. It is a living network. Every tree, every plant, every creature is connected through a biological system. The Nausicaa call this connection Iwa, a force that maintains balance between all living things. Jake slowly realizes that this world is not something to conquer, but something to belong to. As he spends more time with the Nausicaa, his loyalty begins to split. The mission he came with starts to feel wrong, and the world he once knew begins to feel distant and empty. Chapter 4: Betrayal and the Start of War. Peace does not last. The human corporation decides that diplomacy is too slow and ineffective. They choose force instead. A large military operation is launched to remove the Nausicaa and take control of their land. Jake is now caught between two worlds. He was sent as a spy, but he has developed real emotions and connections with the Nausicaa, especially Neytiri. When he tries to warn them about the attack, it is already too late. War begins and Pandora turns into a battlefield. Massive machines destroy forests. Explosions tear through sacred land, and the natural balance of the world begins to collapse. Jake is seen as a traitor by humans and still not fully trusted by some Gnostics. He has no clear place anymore. Chapter 5. The Final War and Transformation. The final battle is massive. Human forces bring advanced weapons, armor machines, and overwhelming firepower, believing technology will guarantee victory. But the Gnostics fight differently. They fight with unity, instinct, and connection to nature itself. Jake finally makes his choice. He rejects his human mission and fully stands with the Gnostics. He bonds with the legendary creature Torek, becoming a symbol of leadership and unity among the tribes. This moment marks his complete transformation. He is no longer an outsider, but a part of this world. As the battle reaches its peak, everything seems lost. But then something unexpected happens. The Gnostics connect deeply with Iowa, and in response, the entire ecosystem of Pandora reacts. Animals join the battle, nature itself rises, and the balance of life fights back against destruction. The human forces begin to fall, not because of stronger weapons, but because they are fighting against something far greater than technology, a living world protecting itself. Chapter 6. Jake's New Life. After the war ends, Jake is given a final choice. He can return to his human body or permanently transfer his consciousness into his avatar form. Jake chooses Pandora. He chooses Neytiri. He chooses this life. Through a spiritual transfer process, his consciousness is permanently moved into his avatar body. His human life ends, and a new existence begins as a Gnostics. He is no longer just Jake Sully from Earth. He is truly one of Pandora's own. The message of Avatar. At its core, Avatar is not just a science fiction movie. It is a powerful message about respect, balance, and connection with nature. It shows that progress without respect leads to destruction, and that nature is not something to control, but something to understand. It also reminds us that identity is not just about where you come from, but what you choose to become. And sometimes, the world we are sent to take from becomes a world that changes us forever.